a week hiatus. I know I went live once last week, but not at all quite the same. A lot of you guys know I wasn't feeling too great last week. I had headaches. I had migraines all week. I don't know what it was, if I'm honest with you, but things are going pretty good now. I hope everyone's having a good day. We're going to let some more people get in. I have a good day of news for you guys. The obvious, I'm wearing a Bills hoodie. Obviously, the Bills lost yesterday, but I still love my Bills, so I'm still going to represent my Bills. My first order of business to get to is going to be a story we've been following here for the past couple of weeks. And if you live in Buffalo, I think especially it'll be of interest to you because it's been something that's been a hot topic during the Civil Service Committee meetings. Hello, everybody. So yes, let's get into this now. So our first topic of business, our first topic today. So today at Buffalo Civil Service Committee, we're talking about a familiar issue again, if you were watching along. And the issue is regarding the Buffalo Fire Commissioner's residence. The difference, hello, Terry. So the difference this time was the fire commissioner was finally there for the meeting. So on June 26, 2018, he was appointed. He was given a now usually when someone's appointed, it says in the city charter that they have to be living in the city of Buffalo. However, he was given a 6-month waiver to move in. So by December of 2018, he should have been living in the city of Buffalo. However, they believe he was not, as he voted in 2019 in the Tonawanda election, where he was supposed to be moved out of by then in Buffalo. He now currently does reside in Buffalo, as he stated, and during the conference, the only thing he would really commit to saying was he has lived in Buffalo for at least a year, dating back to October of 2019, but he did not say anything further anymore regarding his residency about that. And he also said he could have done a better job at finding his new residence in the city. The committee spent a good portion of the meeting talking about how impossible it would be to enforce residency requirements, and how hard it would be to find out when the fire commissioner actually moved into the city and established residence. Basically, for the entirety of the 40-minute meeting, there was not a whole lot accomplished, as we have seen when talking about the issue. However, what was finally discussed was possibly putting someone in charge of investigating residency, which maybe is something we need to have in the city if we're going to have these laws as far as city charter and that go, because if you're going to be paid by the taxpayers of the city of Buffalo, it only makes sense that you live in the city of Buffalo. All right. So now let's get into this next story, and it's been a big international story here. So thousands of Nigerians have demonstrated nationwide every day for about the past 2 weeks to protest the the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, or SARS. Rights groups for years have accused this group of extortion, harassment, torture, and murder. The unit was disbanded about 9 days ago on October 11th. However, protesters have continued calling for a bunch of law enforcement reforms. It all came to when police opened fire on a crowd, and also 2,000 inmates were reported to have gone missing or broken out during rioting. And this is a quote from Alfredo Onwubugo, who is a 55-year-old security officer. They started firing ammunition toward the crowd. They were firing into the crowd. I saw the bullets hit 1 or 2 persons. So he said that in an interview. The condition of the 2 people who were shot is not known, has not been found in any of the articles I've been able to find. However, Amnesty International has reported that at least 15 people have been killed since protests have begun. And also, this is an important thing. The Nigerian army said they have no soldiers in the area, which they were originally reported to have. And they had said they don't. So the people that fired were originally, some news sources were saying it was the army. It is believed to be the police there. Now let's jump to a story we've been following closely. since really the beginning of all this. The Danny Masterson case. Masterson is currently on trial for the rape of 3 different women between the years of 2001 and 2003, during the high of his biggest professional role as Stephen Hyde in that '70s show. His lawyers argued that these cases happened outside the statute of limitation, which a judge ruled against. He is also allowing the media into the court, which is what I was honestly hoping for. Now, this Danny Masterson case, this is a horrible, horrible case. We've broke it down in great detail, and we'll revisit it at some point as the case gets closer. But with media being allowed in the courtroom, I think this is a big win, as you know, we'll really be able to see what's going on. And I think that is huge. I want to know, as I've been following the story. So that's good news. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., Mayor Byron Brown is having a public hearing on Cariol's law. This is standard procedure when new laws are proposed. From my understanding, it is believed that Byron Brown is expected to sign Cariol's law. Cariol's law passed Buffalo's Common Council by a vote of 8-1, with Council Member Christopher Scanlon being the only council member to vote against it. He is the South District's council member, and North District's council member Joseph Golombek also wanted to make clear during the meeting that he was voting on duty to intervene, not Cariol's law. As like an angry 3-year-old, he refused to say her name the whole time. So I wanted to make you guys aware of that Joseph Golombek, even though he voted yes on the motion, he refused to say Cariol's name, and in fact said duty to intervene he was voting for. And because he wanted to make it so clear, I want to make it clear to you guys. All right, so recently Buffalo police were no longer required to wear name tags. Instead, their badge numbers are displayed on their uniform. Mayor Brown said this was done to protect the officers and the officers' family from harassment. However, the Minority Bar Association of Western New York has called for names to go back onto the uniforms of the Buffalo Police Department. Many critics have said this will make it harder for police officers to be held accountable, as a lot of people were pointing to the incident with the woman and Lieutenant Mike DeLong. Because of his name tag being on his uniform, we were able to identify who he was and make that known, whereas, you know, people for the measure of the badge numbers instead of the name tags have said, you know, it's the same thing. And the Buffalo Police Association president has said you can file a FOIL request if you want. Now, I don't know if anyone here has ever tried filing a FOIL request, but it's not easy. My thing is it's harder to remember numbers than names. There was someone in my comments a while ago when this first all broke that said something interesting that I actually liked. And it's, what if we did this? And bear with me, guys. So what if we had the first name and then like a number code at the end? So it was like Mike 82 instead of a 4 or 5 digit code. And I could agree with that. It's easier to remember a name and a 2-digit number than even a 4 or 5 digit number. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I don't like police families being harassed, but at the same time, I like to know who I'm talking to. And basically, at any job, you're basically required to wear a name tag or some kind of identification. I mean, even at protest, I have to wear identification, identification tag. A lot of you guys know I have to wear that when I'm there filming. So I don't know, guys. It's all just a lot to take in. But that's the news for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been a while. I was not feeling well last week. It was good to be back. I love all you guys. Thank you for coming out. And if you guys, you know, love I do whatever, like the video, that'd be great. I will see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully my throat won't be so sore for you guys. But I am feeling much better, so I will be back every day this week, live after the presidential debate on Thursday. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later on.